Yep, sure, Geometry Dash is a very cool game and all, but it does have some things that could be improved a lot in it, because from what I see right now is Geometry Dash has become so ridiculously popular and almost everybody on this planet knows about this game, but the only difference is that a lot of people have the wrong image of what Geometry Dash now is. Of course, they might have a right image of what it used to be back like 10 years ago or so. I mean, back in 2.1, that's the same thing anyway, but I personally have always hated when I start telling to my friends about Geometry Dash, friends that don't play GD, and then they're like, you know, it's a boring game where you just jump on top of spikes, and that's it. And this honestly annoys me so much because this game has been getting so much new content for like 10 years now, and the stuff that we're coming up with is unimaginable to somebody that is stuck in 2014 and still thinks that this is Geometry Dash today. Like, come on. I mean, if you really think about it, that really is what all Geometry Dash is, but yeah, maybe not actually. I don't really care. But yeah, as a result, what I like to do is I like to portray the right image of what Geometry Dash really is to the people that are maybe not playing the game or maybe haven't really touched it for a very long period of time, because keep in mind that Geometry Dash got popular back in 2014 when 1.9 came out. Like, everybody started playing it on mobile, you know, on the bus when going to school and stuff like that. And back then, GD was like nowhere as big as it is right now. I mean, the levels back then were excellent. Like, to be honest, some of those levels compared to the levels that we're getting out today, they were, gameplay wise, they were better. Let me just put it that way, right? But of course, GD was not the same game. It's just a different game. Like, I hate to call 2.2 an update. I just like to call it a game because it's just so much different than 2.1. But what I like to do in my levels is, for example, one thing that a lot of people get wrong about GD is that, of course, the very basic thing is that the hitbox of the spike is a rectangle, which is a very, yeah, if they say it's a rectangle, they're right, but they probably think it's a triangle. Oh my god. And we've had a little bit of discussion with RobTop on this specific issue, that in platformer mode specifically, you can just go through spikes without dying at all, which is, you know, very normal to us that are in the GD community. But if you show this to somebody that is outside of the community, they're gonna be like, this guy is just cheating. There's no way this guy is legit. He just went through the spike. So they don't really understand how genius of a RobTop is, how RobTop of a G, I don't know how to talk. And another thing is that a lot of people in the newer levels that are coming out, and I'm not gonna give any specific examples to prevent any drama or any of this stuff, they basically don't differentiate between what's actually a solid hitbox and what's the background, which really annoys me, because when somebody from the outside of the community sees levels like this, they're not really gonna understand what they have to do if they were playing instead. Do you understand this issue? Every time I personally make a level, I like to make it so that if somebody records a video of it and then uploads it, and then a random user that has never heard of Geometry Dash or maybe has a wrong image of Geometry Dash clicks on the video and checks out the level, they feel intrigued into this game and they feel like they wanna maybe get back to it or finally start playing the game, because it should make sense to them what they're seeing. Which is why I always like to have my levels very simple and very readable. I like to make my levels focused on those people that don't play Geometry Dash, because if you do so, you're gonna make it so that the people that don't play GD, they are gonna have a good experience with your level. However, the people that play GD are also going to have a great experience playing your level, because you are basically making the level being focused more towards the noobs. And sometimes you can just make the level just a little bit harder, have a little bit of, you know, tough parts in it, like a small straight fly, for example, which is, it's hard. It requires a lot of skill and a lot of practice so that you get the hang of it. But newer players will not really struggle that much in sight readability, but they would rather struggle with it's basically a skill issue. Oh my god, what the But yeah, you can see that a lot of my levels are pretty much, you can distinguish what's the background and what is not, what is solid and what is not. And those are levels from 2.1. And this is one of my latest levels. It is a very cool platformer level as well, where I basically just made a very, I don't want to say it's good because it's looking like kind of garbage, but you instantly understand what's going on and what you have to do. Now, this is for platformer levels, but this can also be applied to classic levels so that, you know, you don't have a lot of ore brush or any of this stuff. I mean, for extreme demons are like it's like a different category. Extreme demons, you can do whatever you want, but I'm talking about the levels that are maybe 7 to medium demon stars. So those levels that are basically played by a lot of different people. For example, when I want to build a level that is similar to this one, for example, like it's, for me, I would never do it because it's just someone who's not familiar with GD would absolutely have no clue what's going on and would just find this like a very nerdy game, which I don't want to have, right? But levels like this every now and then to have is not an issue. In fact, I think this level is very, very beautiful, and it even got legendary. So the art style is absolutely brilliant, but the gameplay still could be improved to make sure that the people that are outside of the GD community can also understand what's going on. And I think this is an issue that we genuinely need to put a lot of care into. And if you are a creator listening right now, make sure to, you know, start taking notes, because I honestly hate how some people just have the complete wrong image of what GD is. Like, I keep explaining to them, no bro, it's not about jumping on spikes. Maybe sometimes, but that's not the whole game. Like, there's so much more than that. I mean, the latest auto level that came out is like, it's a movie. It's not even a level anymore. So even though this might not seem like a big change, like, you know, maybe trying not to abuse the hitbox of the spike, for example, this is also why Robtop was upset by it. It's because newer players would just have no idea what's going on, because you're basically abusing the actual hitbox of the spike. And so he said, yeah, just stop doing it because it's not that very cool. And then they killed him and they were like, yeah, we're gonna steal 2.3. But not just with the spike, with also, like, you know, making the gameplay more sight readable for those who don't understand specific visuals of the game. And this way, if we start doing this, I think we're gonna have a much brighter future for Geometry Dash, because right now I feel like there's so much potential, like so much potential traffic that we can get from people that are outside of the GD community, letting them know that, you know, this ain't just a ordinary, you know, mobile game that you just play on the bus. No bro, this is a game that I personally play every single day, and I'm very sure that thousands of people, if not tens of thousands, actually there might even be hundreds of thousands of players, because on Steam approximately like 12 to 20,000 people play this game every single day. But Robtop has said that the majority of players actually play on mobile. So yeah, if you want to calculate that, I have no idea how, but there's indeed a lot of player base, but there's still a lot of potential for new traffic, right? Which is what I'm personally looking for and what I'm interested in here. Because imagine you've worked on an update or on a game for like 12 years now. Actually, it's 11 and a month. Okay, let's just put it that way. A month and 11 days. So. And then people just have just the complete wrong image of what the game actually is. I think that's not that very cool, which is why I've been taking action this whole time trying to improve these levels. And if you guys are creators, make sure to do so as well, so that if somebody records your stuff or somehow your level gets into the mind of a non-GD player, they could really have the right image of what GD is. And of course, there are different niches that could interest different people, but we just gotta try our best into making all of the levels that we create basically at highest quality, because that's the way that we can establish this massive upcoming traffic that hopefully we're gonna get at some point. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you today. I think it is really important that we take a step and really take into account this specific factor when you want to make a level, and don't just go out and make it look cool for the people that are inside the GD, but also the outside. Think of the outside, right? It is very, very important. And yeah, I guess that's it. Slap that like. Let me know what you guys think about this topic down in the comment section. And yes, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Also, click the video that is on the screen right now.